From the KATC Weather Lab, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, it was another hot one out there today. Another day where 95 degrees or better was found in Lafayette. 96 the high this afternoon. 76 the morning start. That's almost near normal. It's been actually almost pleasant the last few nights and mornings with temperatures closer to the mid-70s versus 80 degrees. And as we take the graphics full, we've had some pretty good rain as well this month, but we're behind for the year. But some much needed rain, and I can attest firsthand my grass has probably grown 2 inches in the last day or so. It's really starting to get going. It's been waiting on the rain all year long. And I don't water the lawn. Why encourage it? Because this is what happens when it gets wet. So now here we are, 42 days in a row of 90-degree temperatures. This has been the hottest stretch of any summer going back to 1893 is what we're involved with right now. 30 days of 95-degree plus heat in those 42 days. So nearly 3/4, a quarter of those days, 98 or better, and we're going to add to these bins for the rest of the week and maybe get a couple of more 80-degree plus lows, and those are records this time of year. Record lows are anywhere between 79 and about 81, 82. The warmest overnight low we've had on record is 83. We might have a shot at this summer with the Gulf being so dominant with its heat. Now, this is the big heat dome that's dominating from, it's not the Cajun Dome, it's not the Super Dome, it's the Heat Dome. We'd say it's the Thunder Dome, but you got to be outside of the dome to have the thunder, and that's where the storms are rolling this evening across portions of Tennessee, northern Mississippi into Alabama. Meanwhile, at the surface, high pressure sitting just southeast of Grand Isle, allowing for very light winds. In fact, there wasn't much of a breeze this evening, and when the winds are light and you get those temperatures in mid to upper 90s, it is super uncomfortable and almost dangerous with the heat index. And again, all is clear on Power Doppler 3 this evening. Heat advisories again for tomorrow. That's not a major change, and the excessive heat warnings continue all the way back through the west, and severe weather outbreak possible off in the Dakotas, and then more smoke possible, some air quality alerts across portions of the Northeast. So as we look at the infrared satellite imagery, you can see some of the storms erupting where that severe weather is expected, and this is a decaying supercell thunderstorm that's rolling through Alabama. All is quiet across the Gulf and the Caribbean. We do have a little bit of a system in the Atlantic, tropical storm Don. It's a small one and still not quite barely a tropical storm, but it's a circulation. It's going to linger for a few more days. Farther to the east, we're looking at some tropical waves coming off the African coastline in the days ahead, but also there's some dust involved. So we'll see. We're getting close to that time of year where we have to keep an eye on. You can see this tropical wave may develop a circulation for a while, and then we'll watch what's going on here locally. So we get to this point right here. This is Saturday. Here comes some moisture. A little bit of an upper level disturbance comes in. That should ignite storms late Saturday afternoon. We see our tropical wave here. That just opens up to an open wave. We see the moisture lingering around here through Sunday, so maybe some decent rain chances Sunday, but then it looks to dry out. Tropical wave makes it all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, but falls apart, and then we have another good-looking tropical wave. So we're getting close. Here we are at 7:28 toward the end of the month. So we're getting close to the time of the year. Right after August 1st, we have to be prepared for hurricane season. But right now, nothing threatening. It's going to be quiet, mid to upper 70s tonight. Tomorrow, upper 90s. That heat index 110 or better. And as we head into Thursday, much the same, mid to upper 70s, and topping out upper 90s to near 100 in northern portions of Acadiana. And that's what we're going to see tomorrow. Alexandria, Leesville, possibly 100 degrees, mostly mid to upper 90s across most spots. We'll go about 96 to 98 across the I-10 corridor, and pretty much the same down along the coast. So the heat stays on, and so does the heat index as well. Heat indices reaching 108 or better. And once again, here's the latest plot, the latest numbers coming in, and that heat index flirting with 110 for several hours again tomorrow afternoon. We're getting tired of the graphic, but the heat is on, and it's always interesting to track when that highest heat index is going to be. So 78 the overnight low tonight. It's a quiet night, a little bit of a breeze, but not much. The heat stays on high for tomorrow. Inches up a degree or two. We'll go 97 for the projected high. Light southwest wind, so not much relief from the breeze. And as we move through the rest of the week, upper 90s, it could get close to 100. Depends on when the storms come in Saturday. We may bust on this temperature forecast, but nonetheless, here we see showers and thunderstorms dropping down to the south associated with that little bit of disturbance as we head into Saturday evening, and then maybe lingering showers for Sunday. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on that we do see some rain, and that may ease the heat as we go into early next week. But notice right now, if you look at the long-range models, it looks like the heat begins to return after temperatures getting close to normal for a day or two. It looks like back to above normal.
And before we go to break, happy anniversary.
Thank you. Yes, yes.
I remembered.
35 years today. I started over at Channel 10, and thank you for allowing me to be in your home.
35 years. I bet it feels like yesterday, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And I had hair then, or some hair.
So much for that.
So much
Things change,
for that.
Rob.
Right.
Things change.